With its beginnings steeped in the mists of time, Egypt grew along the banks of the mighty Nile River to become the bastion of civilization over 5,000 years ago. The mysteries of Egypt, from the construction of the pyramids to the secrets of hieroglyphics, continue to captivate scholars and enthusiasts alike. Ancient Egyptians pioneered advancements in mathematics, medicine, agriculture, writing systems, engineering and architecture, laying the foundation for modern science and technology. Now, over the next few minutes, journey back in time with us and take a look at what we believe to be the top 10 inventions from ancient Egypt. Number 10. Eyeliners. Okay, so eyeliners might not be a world-changing discovery, but there is something to be said for its longevity. Since it was used by the ancient Egyptians in 4000 BC, possibly earlier, it has never gone out of style. Back then, thousands of years ago, the Egyptians used coal, a substance made from galena, also known as lead sulfide, and other minerals, to line their eyes. Coal was used not only for aesthetic purposes, but also to protect the eyes from the harsh desert sun and to ward off infections. The use of eyeliner then spread to other ancient civilizations, including the Greeks and Romans, who adopted and adapted the practice. Over time, this has evolved into the modern-day eyeliners and mascaras. Number 9. Glassmaking. While the exact origins of glassmaking are debated, evidence suggests that Egyptians were among the first to use glass extensively in their art and culture. By around 1500 BC, Egyptians were producing glass vessels and adornments. Their techniques included core forming, where glass was wound around a core of shaped sand or clay. While the glass was still hot, glassmakers would add patterns for decorations. Once the glass cooled, the core was removed, leaving behind a hollow glass vessel. The Egyptians also used molds to create glass amulets, figurines and jewelry. Egyptian glass making was later refined by the Romans with glass blowing techniques 1,500 years later, around 1 BC. However, there was no doubt that Egypt's contributions to glassmaking were crucial in the evolution of this craft. Number 8. Calendar. Ancient Egypt invented a solar calendar consisting of 365 days divided into 12 months of 30 days each, plus an additional 5 days. This structure was closely tied to the annual flooding of the Nile, which was crucial for agriculture. The calendar was extremely important for religious and agricultural planning and made it a cornerstone of Egyptian society. While the ancient Sumerians also developed an advanced calendar, the Egyptian calendar had more impact on the modern world, with its influence evident in the development of the Julian and Gregorian calendars. Number 7. Pyramids. The ancient Egyptians made significant architectural innovations, the most famous being the true smooth-sided pyramid. The pyramid's design provides exceptional stability. The broad base supports a great deal of weight, and the triangular sides evenly distribute that weight, making it less likely to collapse. This structural efficiency allowed the massive stone structures to endure for millennia. While modern construction has advanced, the principles behind the pyramid's stability are still appreciated. The shape continues to inspire designs in structures where stability and longevity are crucial, like public buildings and monuments. The influence of these ancient structures is undeniable, reminding us of humanity's innovative spirit and what can be achieved through vision and determination. Number 6. Irrigation systems. Ancient Egyptians developed advanced irrigation system to harness the waters of the Nile River and transform arid lands into fertile agricultural areas. Their innovative techniques, such as basin irrigation, canals, gates, and the shaduf, were adopted and later adapted by other civilizations over time. These methods helped improve agricultural productivity in arid regions and contributed to the development of advanced irrigation systems in various parts of the world. For example, the concept of using canals and reservoirs to manage water resources was later seen in the irrigation systems of ancient Rome and medieval Islamic societies. The principles of water management and irrigation developed by the Egyptians continue to influence modern agricultural practices and water resource management today. Number 5. Medical surgery. The ancient Egyptians were pioneers in the field of surgery and developed several tools and procedures. One notable surgical procedure they performed was trepanation, which involved drilling or scraping a hole into the skull, possibly to treat head injuries or relieve pressure. As for tools, they crafted sharp instruments from copper, including scalpels, scissors, and needles. They also used forceps, spoons, lancets, hooks, probes, and pincers for various surgical tasks. These tools were often depicted in medical papyri and have been found in archaeological sites. Their advancements in surgical techniques and tools were quite sophisticated for their time and laid the groundwork for future medical practices. Number 4. Mathematics and geometry. Egyptians made significant advances in mathematics and geometry, essential for their engineering and architectural feats. Now I suspect that for some of you, your minds will start to wander off as we look at the mathematical feats of the ancient Egyptians. But try to stay with me. The Egyptians used a base 10 numbering system, which is still widely used today. They had symbols for each power of 10, from 1 to 1 million. They were also the first to use unit fractions, fractions with 1 in the numerator, in their calculations. This system allowed them to perform complex arithmetic operations. The ancient Egyptians also developed advanced geometry for use in their amazing architectural projects. They developed concepts such as the 3-4-5 triangle to create right angles in construction. The 3-4-5 triangle is still commonly used today in various fields such as carpentry and construction. The ancient Egyptians also calculated the surface area and volume of three-dimensional shapes, which was crucial for their engineering projects. Number 3. Hieroglyphics. Egyptian hieroglyphics are one of the oldest and most fascinating writing systems in the world, used by the ancient Egyptians from around 3200 BC. Egyptian hieroglyphics was a complex writing system that relied on images or symbols to symbolize words or phrases. This writing system allowed for detailed record keeping and storytelling, enabling the spread of knowledge and Egyptian culture at the time. Number 2. Ink. The ancient Egyptians developed colored inks for their writing. Black ink was used for the main text while red ink was used for headings and to highlight important words. Black ink was made from soot or charcoal mixed with water and a binder, often gum arabic. Red ink was made from ochre, a natural iron-based pigment. Lead-based compounds were also used in inks to help them dry faster and prevent smudging. These innovations were essential for the preservation of Egyptian culture, religion, and administration, and they influenced writing practices in other later civilizations such as ancient Greece, Rome, Persia and Mesopotamia. Interestingly, ink was developed independently at around the same time in ancient China. Number 1. Papyrus. Egyptians developed papyrus around 3200 BC. Papyrus was an early form of paper. It was lightweight, portable and easier to store than clay or stone tablets. As it was so much easier to write on papyrus than to carve onto tablets, and so much easier to store as well, papyrus revolutionized record keeping, communication and the spread of knowledge and civilization. Papyrus was exported to other ancient civilizations, and greatly influenced the writing practices and spread of knowledge across the Mediterranean region. Papyrus truly was a cornerstone of ancient civilization, enabling the recording and transmission of knowledge across generations and cultures. So, what do you think? Do you agree with our ranking of the inventions and discoveries from ancient Egypt? Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a comment, or give a thumbs up and remember to hit subscribe.